Start with all your insider's answers. Maybe you can give us a little background about yourself. How did you get started? I'm sure it was at a very early age.
Kind of early, 19, and I just happened upon it, as I call it. My aunt was seeing someone who was in the music industry, and I was looking for a job that paid more money that I could travel, and she said, well, Dick Griffey's looking for a girl Friday. So I said, hey. And
now, for people who are not familiar with Dick Griffey,
Dick Griffey is the president of Solar Records. He's the president and owner of Solar Records. And at that time, we had Shalimar, The Whispers, Lakeside, Dynasty, Leon Silvers. Yeah, it was the beginning. And it was great. I mean, it was so much excitement, you know, to see new acts that had never had a record out just, you know, go platinum.
Wow. Had you had some interest in the recording industry at all, or you just wanted something different?
No, I wanted to be able to make more money, and I wanted to travel.
Wow.
That was it, you know, and I was going to college at the time. I had transferred from Cal State Fullerton, which is out in the suburbs, to Cal State LA, so I needed a job that was local in order, you know, to go to school.
And working with Mr. Griffey, I'm sure you got to see it all.
Yeah.
Talk about being thrown into the midst of the pit there. Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah.
So after, how long were you with that organization?
5 years.
5 years. And then what did you do next?
I left them to manage Jam and Lewis. And
now that's a name we're all familiar with.
Yeah, that was interesting. That was fun at the time. They were artists in the group The Time, and they were wanting to, you know, write and produce for other people and the whole bit. And a girlfriend introduced me to them, and they said, "Would you help me?" So I said, "Well, yeah." And you know, they moved in with me, and I started soliciting. They did Climax for Solar. Then they did Cheryl Lynn, they did SOS Band, they did Alexander O'Neill, they did Sherelle, they did Change.
Now.
Yeah.
Janet Jackson. Wow.
Yeah.
So you were instrumental really in getting them started, getting people to listen to them and to let them handle them as far as producing them and all.
Yep, I started their company for them. I set up their business, you know, their legal representation, hired bank accounts, and you know, just the whole bit. I mean, we were just a family. We lived together, you know, in the same house, and you know, I took care of all the business, and they did all the creative. You know,
now,
it was great.
For some people who maybe just think management isn't really that essential, you know, other than getting that 10 or 20 or however much percentage they get of the artist, and a lot of times leading them down the path of ruin. Actually, you free up the artist a lot to do what it is that they really want to do, which is produce their music or sing their songs or things like that. And it would just be too much responsibility, I'm sure, for the artist to try and do all of that themselves.
Yes. Actually, I'm very fortunate because I have some very good clients, and they understand what I do. You know, and they understand that what I do is I free them up from having to deal with all of the day-to-days, you know, and they can be creative. They can go in the studio and stay all night. They don't have to worry about what's going on because they know that I have their back, you know, and it's great. It's great. I mean, it's a lot of work. It's not easy. I mean, this morning I was up till 4:30 a.m. I had clients coming in and out between 3:30 a.m. and 4:30 a.m. Was in the studio prior to. Before I got here this morning, I had to get up, you know, prepare letters for my assistant before I left, and you know, it's a lot of work. I mean, because you're dealing with record companies, you're dealing with legal representation, you're dealing with financial management. You're dealing with, you know, sometimes, you know, household. You may be dealing with studios and having studios built. You may be training their staff or whatever it is, you know, they want to do.
So it's not a term that you use lightly when you say manage.
Yeah, no.
A manager. This person's my manager.
Yeah, no, it's serious. It's serious because we are responsible for their lives, you know, and that's the bottom line. Because if we give them wrong direction and wrong consultation, and they make a huge mistake, then it's really on us, you know, because we told them wrong. So it's really important to know